So, motion to start the meeting.
All in favor?
So we have a few items to go over. Obviously, the one that was posted first is regarding the interest rate that the State of Maine Treasurer increased in January, which would mean if there's an interest rate, it was previously you were paying 4%, that is going up to 7.5%. So just want everybody to make sure that you know that, God forbid there's a late payment, that's what you're looking at for the change.
Who voted for that?
Say that again.
Who voted for that?
That is, that, oh, go
No,
ahead.
no, go ahead.
The State of Maine Treasurer is the one that put the law into effect as of.
He's not an elected official, how can he do that?
According to the Maine State Legislature, we have to go by what the, according to, hang on a minute, let me think this through.
Is that why he resigned?
Don't know.
Yeah, he resigned.
It's a great question.
The Maine State, it says in the Maine State Legislature, I believe in the sewer, and I can pull it up and send it to you if you'd like,
Yeah, please.
that the finance charge is figured by, we can bill finance charge by what the State of Maine Treasurer posts every year. I can send that to you.
Okay, that would be great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or concerns about that you want to bring up and that we can look into? Okay. So let's go ahead and take a vote for passing that to 4% to 7.5%. All in favor? Thank you.
All opposed?
Opposed?
Okay, and then a reminder of the charges in the line that we voted on in November. So the line charge was $150, that's now at $195. The drainage fee was $25, that's now $50. The ready to serve was $50 and it's now $75. And the water per cubic feet was 14 cents, and that's gone up to 17 cents, so that you'll see that in your next bill. So I didn't want I just wanted to provide that reminder so everybody was prepared.
That's just per 1,000 cubic feet?
Yeah. Also, there's a couple other things that we need to put out there. We're still,
Wait a minute.
oh, yeah.
And I could be wrong here, but I was always under the impression that it was 100 cubic feet.
Or 100 cubic feet?
100.
Okay. I thought you said 1,000.
I did say 1,000.
Okay.
I just put an extra zero because nothing makes sense.
Thank you. We're still looking for a chair, so if there's anybody that shows up often that would like to sit on the board and be the chair, that would be grateful. That would be great, that would be helpful. We need support. We need another set of eyes when we're looking at everything. I think, we formed a good collaboration so far, and so one more person would be wonderful.
We also need a clerk, because I always step down.
And we need two. I was more concerned with the
The chairperson,
chair.
yeah. It's a five-member board.
And then I wanted to take a moment to announce that Donna, if you could just introduce yourself a little bit, she will be taking over for the treasurer position on the board. So Becky will be strictly in the office. So if you can just take a moment and just introduce yourself.
My name is Donna Davio. I recently moved here to Maine because of my grandchildren. Past history, came from Massachusetts. Most people don't like Massachusetts people, I understand. And I'm not like all of them. I worked for our town, Wilbraham, Department of Public Works for over 20 years. I did water, sewer billing, highway, engineering, Board of Health, septic systems, very lengthy resume, and I want to get involved with the community. When I signed up to vote, Kathy said there was a need for the sewer, and I helped with budgets and troubleshot quite a few things. If they used to laugh, police department would call. They wouldn't go the general line. They came to me, so I'm the one who gets things done, and that's all I got to say.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And then the only other item I think we need to put out there is that Becky is going to be retiring in April, hopefully the end of April. So we do need the very last day of April at the 11th hour. So we do need somebody to take that office, those office duties over. Right now, we're kind of formulating what that will look like and working with Becky to write up the job description and getting into some more specifics. But for right now, we believe it's going to be part-time. So if there's anybody that has computer knowledge, Becky will train them on everything else and make sure they're up to par so that when she steps away, she can get some nice rest and not have to worry about anything. So if there's anybody that's looking for a part-time job, that would be great. Just reach out to one of us. And we'll be conducting interviews at one point in time, probably next month. And I think that's it for us, correct? Did you have anything else?
I didn't know.
No. Did you have anything? No. Okay. Is there any other questions or comments or concerns? Anything that we can bring to the next meeting to answer anything?
I do have one question at this point. The interest that the Treasurer of the State of Maine implemented, do we have to take that? Do we have to allow that? Is it mandatory?
Do we have to follow them?
It isn't mandatory, but we can't charge any more than what the State of Maine Treasurer publishes.
But we can charge less.
If that's what people on the board suggest, yes. Yeah.
And again, that's only for the late fees. I know that's hard. Everybody's bill is high, and I understand that. It's difficult all the way around. Okay, if there's nothing else,
Any updates on the town and how the town's getting involved? Anything bright in the future for our sewer department?
I know that there was a grant that we had applied for. I followed up on that last month? We asked about that again to see where they were at, and we still haven't heard anything. That was $300,000 that we applied for. And I was told we should, or hopefully should hear something within the next few months.
Was it a federal or a state grant?
Federal, wasn't it? No, we're just-
Susan Collins' office, I believe.
It's federal, you won't get it.
We applied, though. I did encourage the person that applied on our behalf to please call, not just email, not just wait for updates. Our voice in her ear will at least keep us in her thoughts if it does happen.
Well, good luck.
Yes,
Need it.
yes. Yeah, we all have some luck, that's for sure. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of his name.
Richard?
Is there anything on Mr. Vasson that was at the last meeting that offered to assist with some grant writing or, I can't remember the representative that lost that
No.
money?
No, because I haven't gotten any information back to him because I'm trying to get the audit, our audit, everything set up to the auditor. Bradstreet, Mr. Bradstreet.
Yes. Didn't he email you?
He emailed, he has put in a request for this state legislature, I don't know who he's with. I think of, was it $2 million? $2 million to help us with our debt service. I haven't heard anything back from him lately. I don't know where it stands as far as getting on the floor. I tried looking it up. I couldn't find it anywhere. So the way the state budget looks, my understanding is it doesn't sound very good. But he's at least trying to help us.
What's the status on the petition to get this in front of the town voters? I think that's been talked about, and it was tried at one point, but they were not legal, yes, the signature.
I don't think there was enough names that were
Not enough
collected.
names.
Yeah, there wasn't enough. And I don't know what that group is doing right now. Do you, Laura? No, you haven't heard
I
anything?
wasn't part of the group, I was on the periphery. I don't think there's anything happening.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything at all. It's been crickets.
It might be a long shot, but it's worth a shot.
I know that I was part of that when it started.
Yeah.
And there was some resistance even from our neighbors to sign it, unfortunately.
Well, they have to do an information campaign to these folks.
Something,
from that.
yeah, yeah.
And keep in mind also, that's only because the select board opts not to do it themselves. That's an important caveat.
Oh, okay.
The select board has the power to put that on the warrant themselves. If they choose not to put it on the warrant, then you have to have 10% of the registered voters sign the petition to get it on the warrant.
And do we know that they do not want to put it on?
That was the last I knew,
Mhm.
which is why they did the attempt last year at getting the signatures.
Any reasoning behind it?
I don't remember now.
I could be wrong, but I believe when they had the woman from, what was it, Recap? No.
Yes.
Was it Recap? Her report that she gave to the town suggested that the town split the amount due. And I think it was like $22 a household.
It was
If
per,
the
it
whole
was per tax
town-
bill. And
Per-
that
okay.
report is still on the sanitary district website, if anybody wants to look at it, it's our tab.
Yes.
And it was either,
It was 44.
it was two amounts. One was in the 20s and one was in the 40s, and I can't remember what the difference between the two was.
Yeah,
And it was per tax bill, I think,
yeah.
for the year. I think it was,
That's what it was.
yeah, or even quarters.
Yeah.
I think it was
It wasn't
$44
a lot.
a year, I
No,
think.
it's not.
But the report is hung on the website, I can't remember, so I'm probably saying things wrong, but the report is up there, and those numbers were listed, it was like a 6-page or 8-page report, it was towards the end of it.
I was also told that any voting that gets done concerning this Vassalboro Sanitary District is the whole town of Vassalboro, not just the
Not just the
customers that are on the
sewer
website, customers that are on the accounts. So you have 200 people versus what, 4,000 in the town? I don't know.
Is it the voting though as part of the warrant in person? Like whoever shows up in person voting at the town meeting? Or is it on the written warrant where we go in the ballot box to vote? Because those are two totally different numbers of how many people vote.
Not sure.
I don't know, I just know that the whole town can
Right.
vote on it, that's all I know.
Yeah, I think it's the people that show up at town meeting and vote, and then, raising the cards. Don't quote me on that, but, because that's, the only things that are on the other warrant is like the school board, the select board. Maybe?
Yeah, I don't
That'd be a
know.
good question.
We can always reach out to Aaron again and email the selectmen.
Clean water? Clean water.
Yeah,
Right, but.
right.
Should be.
Well, I mean,
I mean, it was a
this was all done because if it wasn't, the whole town would have gotten
Mandate.
fines, daily fines.
Yeah, but it was for the Clean Water Act.
Right,
So
right,
that
right.
Vassalboro,
And the
Right.
Clean Water Act's for the town,
Right,
not just the
not
We
too
get
much.
it.
people, yeah.
we get it. And unfortunately, if you remember back when the meetings first started, there was a lot of townspeople that came that's not affected, that made the most sound that they said that they would not pay. And that's really unfortunate, because then they're leaving us with all of this.
Yeah.
We're paying for the school, we're paying for the fire department.
I can read off, I found the
Yeah.
part in the RCAP. The last paragraph is, several communities in New England have chosen to fund wastewater infrastructure from the general tax base. Under this scenario, the loan payment could be split such that half of the loan payment would be paid on the tax base and the other half would be paid out of the sewer budget, ensuring that the sewer rates are within the affordability criteria set forth by EPA. Two scenarios are shown in the table below. And in the table, it has the description, includes all debt, and includes half of the debt. And for cost per tax bill, all debt was $43.89, and half the debt was $21.95. The approximate $22 increase in the tax bill is a small amount to pay for the ecological, environmental, economic, and health benefits that all the town residents enjoy. Maps show ecological impacts and human impacts are attached. And it has the estimated number of tax bills is 2,740. And then it has the amount.
Seems to me it's something to put out to the townspeople, like I said, educate them on what has happened, and what we're in right now, with the $3 million debt. Maybe the townspeople will, I don't know, come forward, I don't know.
Yeah,
But he doesn't really sell, I think.
I think we've asked a few different times about that report. And again, nothing has changed. And it feels like we're just all alone, for sure.
That's a good opportunity for the town to come together.
Yeah.
It really is.
Now, if nobody pays their bill, does town have to take over?
So if nobody pays their bill,
Say the hell with it?
well, actually, obviously there would be means, right? My other question was, what if, and I don't even know if this is possible, what if VST went bankrupt? I don't even know if our structure allows that or not. And then what would the town do? I don't even know if that's a possibility. Just something that's been in my head. Because we don't know how to fix it any other way. The money, the increases that are happening are minimal for what we really need. And I'm sure you guys can do the math, and we're coming back here having to do increases. And we don't want to, of course. I mean, we're affected just like you. So, our bill goes up with everybody else's. it's unfortunate as an understatement in this situation, especially when there's a resolution and it's not happening.
And disheartening. Does the town really come together for something like this? Now,
Yeah.
How long would it take, those increases?
For what? Say that again.
How long would it,
To get, so we get everything covered that we need? Holy moly.
Our budget this year is $95,000 in the hole.
I think he's asking if all the town.
Yeah, the town.
Oh.
how long of duration would you have that increase? Would it stop?
Is it in the
maybe?
report?
I really think you could sell this somehow.
You know, there's nothing wrong with everybody reaching out to the selectmen and hearing. You know, you can do that as many times as you want to. You know, we have as well. So, but the more voices that they hear, maybe something will move. But if it's just us, the board that asks, it's just us. But if all 200 people asked, maybe, I'm not really sure. But it's worth a try if all of you
You
reach
didn't have a
out.
board doing that very long too, right? Then the town has to take it over.
Yeah,
Because I asked
if
that
we-
question at the meeting, and they said, we don't know what we would do.
I think the selectmen have to take over, correct, if there's no board members?
I have no idea.
I-
I can reach
I
out to legal
think
and
that,
find out.
I believe that to be true if there's no board members. Yeah, you know,
Then we can take everybody.
yeah,
It all end up with liens on houses.
you know, I was, like I mentioned, I was on the other side of this for quite a while, and nothing was moving. And so I know that they needed somebody here on the board, and I still feel like I'm not doing anything. Nothing is still moving, and I don't know what else to do.
When Richard first told this to us, he was talking about going over and rolling up the ledge next to your place. There was money for that. There was money to help put all this stuff in. What happened to that?
Say that again?
When you had right next door, I lived next door to you, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to your husband, he said they was gonna come up. They could have come up and hooked to you, but there was too much ledge here. And he said, well, there's funds you can get to help you with that ledge. The same way as if we're coming by now, now's the time to hook up, but nothing ever become of it.
Yeah, no. And we didn't want to anyway.
No, I mean, that's kind of
Right.
stupid.
Yeah, well, we just
There's some
fixed
people
our
that would
leach
have done
field, so, yeah.
I don't know where all this
Septic.
funding come from, and it just, I don't know if it's a really gap.
Yeah, I mean, it was really unfortunate, again, when the TIP money was presented, and then we had to fill out the application and send that in, and we were promised things, and that never came to fruition. And then they just said, oh, sorry, that was wrong information. Now, when I make a mistake for our business, I have to fix it. So if I give my staff the wrong information, I have to figure out, how am I gonna fix that? It might not be as good as what I said in the beginning, but there still has to be, if you take something away, you have to replace it with something, and nothing's ever replaced that either, which leads us here again.
This all falls back on the DEP to start with, right?
I believe so.
So the $22 per tax bill would equal about $60,000, which would be half of what the loan payment is for that year. So it would be $22 for the life of the loan, or until it was chosen to go another route. So, but $22 over 40 years is $880. And that's, I think, the longest period of the loan is 40 years.
Yes.
I think the other one of the loans is shorter.
Yeah,
Everybody broke it.
yeah, it is.
So, that time, we
No.
know pretty easy
So- Yeah, there's no,
They told us that last time.
yeah, there is none.
So that's what I'm saying. I was just bringing up to remind myself, it was my understanding from the select board that there was no more TIP money for the sanitary district. So that puts us in even a more detrimental spot.
there is no bright future for us. Is that what you said?
I'm worried.
Yeah, I think
So
we all
we-
are worried.
You know, what we actually should be paying for, probably bankrupt.
Say that again. I
What
couldn't-
we should be actually paying for this few folks, the 200 people, would probably be not cost effective for us.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's for the betterment of the town, but it's not anymore, because we have 200
It's a betterment.
households that it's not the betterment for.
And half the people probably have new systems anyways, or not bad systems,
Right. Yeah.
but they had to do it anyway. It's not that, do it, they put a brand new system in, 2 years later, they come out, had to look out. That was the first time.
Yeah, there's no good answer, and the only thing I can say is that we need more people to reach out. So if you're going to be here and you're as concerned, or you're just watching the video, but if you're concerned, then Brad Street, please reach out to him. Please reach out to the selectmen. Reach out to Aaron. Reach out to Susan Collins. I mean, we have to keep our voice going here to be heard. It doesn't mean that we might not get everything fixed, but at least we have all done something, you know. Anything else that I can't answer? Or I can't fix?
We have no magical.
No, no. All right, I just want to give one more option for anybody that wanted to bring anything up, anything that we can bring to the next meeting for you guys to answer any questions or try. When is the next meeting?
March 3rd.
I will tell you. March 3rd, 6 o'clock.
At 6.
Yeah.
Where are we hoping that?
Well, I was going to put it at the VSD office.
Okay.
Worst comes to worst, we can move the truck out and move it in the garage.
Yep. Whatever we need to, right? Yep.
Maybe standing room only, but
Still. Okay. So March 3rd at 6 at the VSD office. Everybody's welcome. You know, we might not have a lot of room, but we'll make it work. So anybody that wants to come along. Again, I would encourage you to reach out to everybody that we've talked about today. Please do that. If you do come to the meeting, please give us an update. Let's keep our voices heard. Let's figure out how to create some movement here, one way or the other. And don't forget, we need a chairperson and we need a clerk. And we need a part-time office person so she can retire in April. So if anybody's interested in those 3 positions, we would love to talk to you.
And if anybody's interested in buying a 1982 Ford F-250, I have no idea what it's worth, but if you could put the word out, because we'll sell the truck. It's not just sitting there doing nothing.
Is it 2-wheel or 4-wheel drive?
For standard.
Sewer district over there?
No.
Where is it? Building. Inside?
Inside.
Oh, really?
If you come to the meeting next month, you could probably check it out.
What, sign it up for us. Armstrong steering. No, it's just, not bad.
Well, I've never seen it, so they do.
It's 10.
I used to bomb through town with it every now and then.
Oh, you know.
That was before you started walking.
Didn't scare you that bad?
All right.
AM radio works.
Well, I've got all luxuries. She's pretty well puffed up, isn't she?
Yeah.
It's got a cassette player.
No cassette player.
No
Just
cassette.
an AM radio. Yep. So,
All right, motion to adjourn the meeting. All in favor? Meeting adjourned.